the first game, preseason, of the Jeff Hafley era in the books. Lot to talk about. Yes, it was not the most pretty game of all time, but I think there's a lot of positive takeaways from this one because all we care about, really, is how did Malik Willis look? How did some of these starters look? And if we're going to be honest, they look fantastic. It's the Dolphins' backups in depth that was absolutely atrocious. Today's show is presented by Prize Picks. We appreciate them. But all eyes coming into this one was the new Dolphins QB1, Malik Willis. He signed to a 3-year deal this offseason, and he played one drive. And that one drive could not have been better. Went 4-5, 43 yards, 102.5 QB rating. Even used his legs to get 9 yards, pick up a horse collar tackle, which allowed Miami to be first and goal from the 3.5-yard line. Something that we have not seen a Dolphins quarterback be able to do, at least as a starter, in a pretty decent long time. The only incompletion that Malik Willis had was a welcome to the league rookie moment for Caleb Douglas after a really beautiful play-action play where Douglas was wide open between the corner. Early reaction here. It was cover 2. Corner got dragged by a flat. Safety was deep. Douglas right in between them, and Willis fired it to him wide open. But Douglas, the rookie that he is, was not aware of where he was on the football field and had his back heel touch the white marker. We're going to talk about Douglas, but he made up for it a couple plays later. The point is, Malik Willis was sharp, really good in terms of his commitment. I'm kind of spacing on the word, but he was really keen on where the ball had to go. And he was really, really accurate as well. You can tell that he's got just way better accuracy, arm strength, football acumen than his backups. And I actually really love what Bobby Slowick did as well as a play caller. Got Willis into the feel of things with a first play, quick out route to Malik Washington, who I thought was solid as well in his own right. Then got Achane involved, who on his only drive of the game had 39 yards and a touchdown. He was great too. Same with the offensive line. But then got him on a couple play-action bootlegs, which got him freed up on the move. He's really accurate on the move. I really do want to say this. As bad as the game was as a whole, you could not have asked for a better drive from the Dolphins starting offense. I mean, they went 94 yards with no pushback whatsoever to score a touchdown. And I understand that the Commanders' starting defense wasn't out there. It was about a mix. They had Leo Chenal. They had Johnny Newton. They had Sonny Styles. They had Rasul Douglas out there. It was about 50-50 in terms of starters, backups. The Dolphins starters, though, they made those Dolphins or the Commanders defenders look like backups because they moved the ball so easily, which is exactly what your first-team offense should do. Really encouraged from what I saw from Malik Willis and the rest of that first-team offense. Grade the game for the Dolphins, though, folks. Pin comment on today's show. A, B, C, D, or F. Get down in the comment section and let me know. If I had to grade it, B-. We'll talk about the backups here in a second, but I heavily weight the starters for Miami compared to the backups. I want to continue to talk about that first drive, though, for Miami, specifically on rookie wide receiver Caleb Douglas, because he only played one drive in this game. And that should tell you almost everything you need to know, because Jalen Tolbert, who was the starting ex-wide receiver for Miami on the opening drive, he saw a snap in the late third quarter, early fourth quarter. I'm spacing on when it was specifically. He saw one late in the game, though. The fact that a rookie wide receiver taken in the third round, who we weren't high on when they drafted him, but has clearly shown that he is going to be the wide receiver one, played only the first series, and that's it, tells you exactly where he ranks in this Dolphins depth chart. He is Malik Willis' favorite target. He is, I would argue, the best and most talented wide receiver on this Dolphins roster, and he showed you why today. Did he have that rookie mistake where he but was on the out-of-bounds line with a catch? Yes. But 2 plays later, 3rd and 5, got to have it. Defender draped all over him. It was a flag thrown for defensive pass interference. Made a one-handed catch, kind of deflecting it to himself, into his body, him coming down with it, moved the chains, 28 yards. I know it was a disappointing game after that, but in the grand scheme of things of this season and beyond, what I saw from Malik Willis, and what I saw from Caleb Douglas, makes this game a total win in my books. More to come. Today's show presented by Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports app that we play every single day. Today was Flex Friday. I hope you guys took advantage. We certainly did. Unfortunately, not to the highest degree. We lost our Prize Picks lineup, but because we opted in on the rewards tab and played Flex Friday, we are going to get a bonus lineup in return because we lost. You can see every pick that we make on the social feeds feature. My username is RollyCS. Go give me a follow right now. They've got other weekly discounts. They've got specials like Taco Tuesday where there's discount projections every single day. We took more on Caleb Douglas receiving yards. That one went well. Took less on Malik Willis rushing yards. Nope. Quinn Ewers passing yards. Bum. More on him in a moment. The other two didn't go well either, which is why we're sitting up here with a losing Prize Picks lineup today. You can even make team picks, predictions on game winners, spreads, totals, more. Prize Picks literally offers everything for you guys. Get started today. Download the app. Use code HMA when signing up. Unlock a new user offer. Win your first $5 lineup. Get $150 in bonus lineups. Link is in the description and comments of today's show. That's code HMA. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. As we move away from the starting Dolphins offense and we move into the backup quarterback play. Quinn Ewers. We have heard in training camp that he has been really, really bad. We did not know it was this bad. I'm not kidding when I say this. I think that might have been the worst display of quarterback play I have ever seen. That stat line is hard to believe. Coop, can we actually flash Cam Miller? We'll rope him into this as well. The Dolphins quarterbacks, not named Malik Willis, combined to go... These stats aren't updated for Cam specifically. Combined to go 4 of 19. And they combined for a QB rating of 3.9. It is damn near impossible to have a 3.9 QB rating by yourself. So the fact that your two backups combined for that, dog, they're not even good enough for the UFL. It should not matter as much as it has in the past for your backup quarterbacks because Tua, by the way, who fucking sucked today for the Falcons, was a glass waiting to break, and hopefully Malik can stay healthy because he's a bigger, stronger quarterback. These two backups you have are unacceptable. The Dolphins should be hosting tryouts this week because they will find better quarterback play from people off the streets of Miami than these two. I'm embarrassed of what I watched from those two guys today. And you could say that I'm being a bit aggressive, overreactionary, and I'll tell you, maybe I'm not enough. Because it was bad, dude. They were throwing meatball subs, steak hoagies. Dude, that shit was bad, man. It, legitimately, it's hard not to laugh. It really is. Dude, it was bad, man. I don't want to harp on it too much because we'll talk about some other shit that went down today. But that was embarrassing. Listen, I'll never sugarcoat anything. That's why you subscribe. We'll bring you daily coverage. We're live for every Dolphins game. We'll tell you the truth, which is what this quarterback play was, man. It was really bad. All right, other takeaways from today. We'll have a full winners and losers video on the channel tomorrow. Subscribe and watch. Really liked what I saw from the running game, honestly. Obviously, we talked about Devon Achane in that first drive, 39 yards, touchdown. The offensive line for Miami today, Patrick Paul, Kane Proctor, Aaron Brewer, Jonas Avinaya, Austin Jackson, they were phenomenal. And I know, we already said a bit earlier, Washington was missing their starting D-line. No Daron Payne, no Caleb Chase and Odofa Owe, they were moving people, dude. They literally got 2-3 yards push. Achane was not touched until we got 4 or 5 yards down the field on that drive. And I think you could say the same for the second drive. Even after, Miami drove the football on their second drive, which was Quinn Ewers' first drive. They got from their own, I think it was 5-yard line, almost damn near to midfield before having to punt. Because Jaylen Wright had some good yards. You still had Caden Proctor and Jonah on the field. You took Patrick off. You took Brewer off. You took Jackson off. But, Caden and Jonah were still out there, and they were moving people. I was really impressed with what I saw from the starting offensive line today, which is really good because the joint practice on Wednesday, and listen, you don't know the whole story. No live tackling, but apparently, the offensive line struggled against what Washington did on Wednesday. Well, in the run game, they were moving people, and I was really happy to see that today. So I liked what I saw there. I really liked what I saw from Ethan Bonner as well, who got some opportunities today with no Juju Brents. Really happy with what I saw from, obviously, the starting offense, the offensive line, Ethan Bonner. Those are the guys that impressed me the most today. So let me know who impressed you guys the most. Those are the guys for me. We already mentioned how Quinn Ewers, Cam Miller, not good. We'll talk about it more in depthly on our video tomorrow, but I really, if you're going from the negative side of things, Theo Reese Jr., who I thought had a shot to make this roster, he not only didn't really get any reps until late in the game. He didn't have a catch, he didn't have a target, really, to my mind. A player that I thought could sneak on as this wide receiver 5 or 6, really not in there. Another note that I'll kind of get off here, Kyle Lewis. Maybe the most fascinating night out of any player on this Dolphins roster. Why do I say that? Because the rookie 4th-round pick literally got snaps for the starting Dolphins defense today in that big nickel role that we've talked so much about. Number 19, he was out there on a, I believe, second down play on the opening defensive drive of the game. He was also out there in the fourth quarter, which I'm going to tell you is probably because if you're looking at the Dolphins starting defense, Kyle Lewis is that big nickel role, which they'll throw out there at times 1st and 10, 2nd and 7. So you have a guy that can play the pass and the run rather than be in that nickel package with 5 DBs. And they're probably just getting him more reps at that inside off-ball linebacker role in the fourth quarter because he's not going to have that role over guys like Dodson, Jacob Rodriguez, Jordan Brooks during the regular season. So that's how I view that. I just think it's pretty interesting that he was literally out there for the starting defensive drive of the game and also out there for the last defensive drive of the game. That's going to do it for this instant reaction video. We'll have winners and losers out tomorrow and then a video out Sunday as well as we start to turn the page towards the second preseason game against the Giants next week. If you want more, go follow us over on social media, Dolphins Today IG, Nic_Rohloff on Twitter, and Dolphins Today on Facebook. See you tomorrow with another video. Go Fans.